Welcome, you curious mind, to another deep dive. Have you ever been so utterly captivated by a video game? The stunning graphics, the intricate rules, the gripping storyline, that you just, well, inherently know someone incredibly brilliant designed it. You'd never imagine it's just sort of popped into existence, right? Well, today, we're taking that precise line of reasoning and applying it to something far grander, far more complex, the entire universe itself. We've received some truly fascinating sources that explore this profound idea that the cosmos, much like a perfectly crafted game or a meticulously engineered blueprint, bears the signature of a designer.
What's truly compelling here, I think, is how these sources invite us to step back and observe the familiar, but through a completely new lens. Our mission today is to unpack these insights, examining everything from, say, the universe's fundamental constants to the delicate, breathtaking balance within our own biology. We'll explore why, for many, these intricate signs powerfully point to a deliberate, intelligent design behind, well, all of existence.
That's a huge concept to tackle, but absolutely essential. So for our deep dive, we're approaching this by impartially reporting on the arguments and evidence presented in your sources that point to an intentional, intelligent design behind existence. Okay, let's unpack this and dive into some truly mind-bending concepts that challenge our assumptions about reality. So before we get cosmic, let's maybe nail down what our sources truly mean by design in this context. It's not just about aesthetics, is it? About looking pretty.
Precisely. No, it's much deeper than that. The material we've reviewed defines design as the intentional arrangement of parts to fulfill a specific preconceived purpose. It's about recognizing planning, inherent purpose, pervasive order, and underlying intelligence. Think about a perfectly optimized website, a precision-engineered watch, or even the grand, organized chaos of a bustling city skyline. You instinctively recognize that these didn't just coalesce randomly. A thoughtful mind, or many minds, were behind their creation.
Right, right. So it's that immediate, almost intuitive sense of intention and functionality that we perceive. And the sources suggest we apply that same powerful intuition, that same recognition of purposeful arrangement, to the grandest system of all, the universe itself. It's like looking at the vast open world of a game and realizing every mountain, every river, every climate zone serves a specific function within the game's ecosystem.
Exactly, that kind of functional integration.
Okay, here's where our deep dive gets into the truly extraordinary. Our sources describe the universe as being finely tuned, almost like that perfectly calibrated video game engine we talked about earlier. Can you elaborate on what exactly they mean by finely tuned?
It's an incredible assertion, yeah, and it's grounded in observation. If you consider parameters crucial for life, like Earth's exact distance from the sun, which keeps water liquid, or the precise 21% oxygen level in our atmosphere, which is ideal for respiration, yet not so high as to cause widespread spontaneous combustion, the sources highlight that if any of these settings were even slightly off, well, life as we know it simply wouldn't be possible.
Imagine a game where the gravity setting is too high and your character just splatters, or too low and everything floats away. It just wouldn't work.
It falls apart. And it's not just the cosmic scale, but the minute details too, right? Our own bodies are presented as marvels of design, almost like incredibly intricate, high-definition character models in an advanced simulation. For instance, your eyes, with their retina containing over 100 million photoreceptor cells, process the visible spectrum with incredible precision, allowing us to perceive beauty and navigate complex environments. It's amazing. And on an even smaller scale, your cells act like tiny, sophisticated microfactories, running thousands of chemical processes every single second, from DNA replication to energy production, all with that conscious direction. Indeed. The sheer complexity and precision we see, from cosmic scales right down to cellular levels, leads the sources to a pretty strong conclusion. They contend that the idea of all this happening randomly simply, well, doesn't add up, as they put it. The probability of such precise conditions arising by chance is just astronomically small, inviting us to consider a more, shall we say, deliberate explanation.
Right. Okay, so to make this concept of design even more tangible, our sources take us back to basics. They use some classic examples that help illustrate how this recognition of design points towards a designer.
Yeah, these are helpful. Let's consider a few familiar items from our daily lives and then connect them to the vastness of the cosmos. First, consider a chair. Simple object. Its design legs for support, a flat surface for sitting, maybe a backrest for comfort, clearly indicates it was made for humans and with a specific purpose. It wasn't an accident of materials.
Okay, makes sense.
Our sources then draw a parallel to your skeletal system. It functions similarly, supporting your body, absorbing shocks, allowing movement with remarkable efficiency. So if a simple chair implies design, the human body, with its far greater complexity, adaptability, and self-repairing capabilities, well, it strongly suggests it too, according to these
Oh,
sources.
stronger suggestion, yeah.
Then there's the website. Think about a well-designed website, organized information architecture, intuitive navigation, appealing layout, dynamic visuals, all deliberately arranged to convey information and facilitate interaction. That structure doesn't form by accident. It requires a web designer, right?
Absolutely.
Our sources then compare this to DNA, the genetic code within every single cell. It stores a vast amount of data in a chemical language, providing the complete blueprint for your body, dictating everything from your hair color to the proteins your cells produce. It's incredibly complex information.
So the argument is, if websites need web designers,
Then the intricate, information-rich programming of DNA, the sources suggest, implies a supreme programmer.
okay, I see the parallel. And last one.
And finally, the watch. A finely crafted watch is a marvel of synchronization, isn't it? Every gear, spring, lever working in harmony to measure time with incredible accuracy. Its components are specifically arranged to fulfill the function of timekeeping.
Right. Purpose-built.
And our solar system, while the sources argue it's a cosmic clock of unparalleled precision. Earth orbits the sun at just the right speed and distance, creating stable seasons and temperatures. The moon controls the tides with predictable regularity. Days, months, years follow consistent cyclical patterns.
And incredibly orderly.
Exactly. So the sources argue, if a small mechanical watch demands a watchmaker, surely the entire universe, with its far greater scale, intricacy, and synchronized motion, demands a cosmic clockmaker.
These analogies are powerful, definitely food for thought. But this next part really zeroes in on that finely tuned idea, moving from relatable examples to the actual fabric of reality. Our sources delve into modern physics and what are called physical constants. Can you explain what these are and why they're so crucial to this argument?
Yeah, this is truly where the precision becomes staggering, almost unbelievable. Physical constants are these unchanging, fundamental values that underpin how nature behaves throughout the entire universe. They are like the fixed settings in the universe's operating system. Our sources highlight about 26 of these constants. Take the speed of light. It dictates how fast information and energy can travel, setting the ultimate speed limit for the universe.
The cosmic speed limit, yeah.
Then there's the gravitational constant g, which determines the strength of the force that pulls everything together, from planets orbiting stars to, apples falling from trees. The Planck constant, Ito, delves into the quantum realm, defining the smallest packets of energy possible. The elementary charge is the precise electrical charge of a single electron or proton. And the fine structure constant, alpha, which is like the universe's master dial for how strongly electromagnetic forces operate, essentially governing how atoms are formed.
Wow, okay, so these are fundamental rules. But what's truly remarkable, according to the sources, is their astonishing precision. This isn't just about things being roughly right, is it?
No, not at all. Indeed, the research underscores just how minute this precision is. A tiny, almost imperceptible change in just one of these constants would render the universe uninhabitable, or even incapable of forming the basic elements necessary for life. It's that sensitive.
Can you give an example?
Sure. For instance, if the strong nuclear force, which binds protons and neutrons together in atomic nuclei, were just, say, 2% weaker, stable atoms beyond hydrogen wouldn't exist. That means no complex chemistry, no water, no DNA, nothing.
2%, that's tiny.
It is. Or if it were just 0.3% stronger, life-sustaining stars like our sun couldn't form properly. They'd burn out far too quickly or collapse.
So these aren't just small shifts in numbers. They literally represent the difference between a universe bustling with stars and planets and life, and one that's either empty, chaotic, or just fundamentally inert.
Exactly that. These constants didn't have to be what they are. Mathematically, they could have taken any number of other values, leading to a barren or impossible cosmos. But instead, they are tuned just right, as if someone deliberately dialed in the settings with the intent of sustaining life. The sources emphasize that this is not random, it's refinement, it's not chance, it's choice. This level of specific, precise calibration is, for the authors, a clear signature of intelligent design.
Okay. We've examined the universe through the lens of physics and biology, identifying these incredible signs of precision and purpose. But for many, the concept of a designer resonates not just scientifically, but also spiritually and philosophically. Our sources beautifully illustrate this by turning to some profound natural metaphors, drawing inspiration specifically from the Quran, which invites us to reflect on these patterns of design in the natural world.
Yes, this offers a rich contemplative dimension to the discussion, moving beyond just the numbers. One powerful example from Surah Ar-Rahman speaks of two seas meeting side by side with a barrier between them they do not cross. Now, imagine the vast Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Immense bodies of water, yet separated by often invisible barriers like currents, temperature differences, or salinity. They remain distinct without merging into one homogeneous mass.
Interesting image.
And this mirrors a deeper truth found throughout creation, the sources suggest. Everything, it seems, has its own distinct boundaries and properties.
So from galaxies down to atoms, from individual organisms to vast ecosystems, distinctiveness is preserved. Our sources then pose a profound question. Why don't all things just blur into chaos? Why do distinct identities and systems persist?
The answer proposed is because they're kept in place by precise limits and an overarching order. The sources then move to a deeper inference. If everything in creation maintains its distinct boundaries rather than blurring into chaos, it suggests a governing force. They call this a limiter, one who establishes and sustains these precise limits. Similarly, the pervasive order we see throughout the cosmos implies an orderer, and the preservation of distinctiveness, despite constant interaction, points to a preserver.
So order implies an orderer.
Exactly. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are presented as direct inferences drawn from observing the coherent, non-chaotic nature of reality.
And the Quran itself directly encourages this kind of profound reflection, doesn't it?
It does, with verses like Surah Al-Imran highlighting signs for those of understanding in the creation of the heavens and the earth, urging contemplation of these phenomena. Another, Surah Al-Mulk, asks us to look again for any flaw in the creation of the Most Merciful, emphasizing that we do not see any gaps or imperfections. These verses, according to our sources, don't just state a belief, but offer a rational framework, a call to observation and critical thinking for understanding the world as a product of divine intelligence and purposeful design.
That's a powerful perspective. Okay, as we approach the end of our deep dive, our sources push us one step deeper. They urge us to consider the sheer scale of the designer's knowledge compared to our own, which I think is a truly humbling thought.
It absolutely is. Humbling is the right word. The sources use a fantastic analogy here. Think about learning to play chess. The person who made the game, the creator, knows all the rules, every possible strategy, every winning move, before the game even starts. Their knowledge is complete and foundational.
Right, they set the rules.
Exactly. But for someone learning to play, they only figure out the rules, the strategies, the possibilities as they go through observation, trial, and error. Their understanding develops later, piece by piece.
I see the distinction. So applying that to the universe.
Our sources suggest that the designer's knowledge, which they identify as God's omniscience, encompasses all of existence. Every moment, every event, past, present, and future, is within that foundational knowledge. His knowledge isn't reactive or acquired, it's the very bedrock upon which everything unfolds according to his design.
Whereas our knowledge...
By profound contrast, human knowledge is derivative. We understand only after things happen, through scientific observation, rigorous experimentation, analysis, and often by making mistakes and learning from them. Our understanding is always catching up, always building upon what already is.
That makes sense.
The sources explain that recognizing this vast disparity between divine, absolute, foundational knowledge and our own limited, developing understanding doesn't diminish us as curious beings. Instead, it humbles us, providing a deeper perspective. It reminds us that while we marvel at the universe's wonders and painstakingly uncover its secrets, there is one who not only knows all its secrets, but also authored them, the all-knowing designer.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, our listener, as you move through your day? Just like no one truly believes a complex video game or a functional website or a masterpiece painting came into being on its own, our sources argue it's unreasonable to think the universe with its mind-bogglingly fine-tuned constants, its purposeful complexity at every scale, and its astonishing consistent beauty appeared without intent.
Yeah, the conclusion presented in the sources feels both natural and powerful. Design implies a designer. The pervasive order we've discussed implies an organizer, and the inherent purpose seen in creation implies a planner. And when that design encompasses the entire cosmos, with all its intricate laws and life-sustaining conditions, the designer, our sources conclude, must be utterly unique and incomparably greater than the cosmos itself.
It's certainly an idea that invites us not just to observe the world around us, but to reflect deeply on the incredible intelligence woven into every single thread of reality.
And perhaps the truly provocative thought to carry with you from this deep dive is this. If the universe is like an infinitely detailed book, written with such intricate care and profound purpose, what does it truly mean for us to be readers, slowly uncovering its chapters, striving to understand its language, and acknowledging the author behind it all?
A truly powerful thought indeed, something to ponder as you look up at the stars tonight, perhaps. Thank you for joining us on this profound deep dive into the signature of a designer. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep marveling at the incredible world around you. We'll catch you on the next one.